সেই ঢুকে ইয়ে করছে। দেখো শেষ কথা বলো। হ্যাঁ বাইরে হ্যাঁ স্লোলি করে টেনে নে নেই ঠিক আছে লাইট ঠিক আছে হ্যাঁ লাইট ঠিক আছে তুলে নেবি কিন্তু ক্যামেরা এই জায়গাটা যাবে না ফেটে যাবে ফেটে যাবে শরীরটা কিছু ফেটে যাবে বাইরেরা হ্যাঁ সব জিনিস যদি ক্যামেরা কাছে যদি মোবাইল করতে তারা হয়ে যাবে একটা বয়স্ক লোককে তুই বলছিস দেবো না হ্যাঁ বাচ্চা ছেলে আমার ঘোরা ঢুকে গেছে ঘোরা ঘুরিয়ে দে তারপরে ক্যামেরাটা রেখে যাবে তিরিশ বছর হয়ে গেছে মিডিয়া লাইনে আমাদের ঠিক আছে তো দেখছি তো কি করছি এবার কিন্তু পরে করবি নাকি বন্ধুকে খবর করতে হবে ভাবতে পারি
দাদা কেন রেখে
খানা দেখাচ্ছি কোনো খানা দেখাচ্ছি
যাওয়ার বাইরে আমি সেই প্রথম দিন দেখলাম আমি গিয়ে সবাই বললাম ভাই এটা মারা বলে না এক্সট্রা মাথা বিঞ্জির মতো তো পড়ে গিয়ে হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে গাছ লাগছে না দাও দাও
অবশ্যই এটা যে ছবি আছে তার একটা কপিও একটা ঠিক ক্যারি করা একটা জিপ দিয়ে দেখে দিয়ে যে কারণে হয় ডাবল সিম হয় না মালটাকে লাগিয়ে দিই দুটো বাই ডাবল সিম
আমারটা কিছু
একটা কমে যায় রে টিভি শার্ট শার্ট লাগাবি অ্যাডাপ্টার লাগাবি মোবাইলে চলে আসবে
হ্যাঁ
সাপোর্ট করো না
এনটিএস ফাইল সাপোর্ট অনেক ভালো মোবাইল করা এটা ঠিক
হ্যাঁ অনেক সাপোর্ট করে
মোবাইল
এই
টাইম সাড়ে বারোটা কী বললে শেষ হয়ে যাওয়ার কথা ছিল শেষ হয়ে যাওয়ার কথা ছিল
এই জয়ন্ত বেচো জয়ন্ত বেচো
এই জয়ন্তটা পিছিয়ে নেই তো আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
Hello, check. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our Honorable Minister, thank you so much for your gracious presence. Good afternoon, everybody. I would request everybody to kindly take your seat. The third edition of Global Maritime India Summit is going to be held from 17th October to 19th October 2023 at Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. The Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways has officially launched the curtain raiser of Global Maritime India Summit 2023 on 18th July in the presence of Minister of State for Ports, Shipping and Waterways. It highlighted India's strength in the maritime sector and set the stage for fruitful collaborations and new investment opportunities. More than 30 countries are expected to participate in this summit. The event will open new investment opportunities along with collaborations for knowledge and technology. It will enhance trade between nations and promote ease of doing business. It is a platform to showcase global best practices, foster investment partnerships, and chart a new and bright course for the collective future. Prelude to the summit, all the major port cities are organizing roadshows. Thus, we welcome Honorable Minister, respected delegates, press, to one such roadshow here in Kolkata, whose port is officially known as Shama Prasad Mukherjee Port, which is not only the oldest operating port of India, but the only riverine major port of India. Now, may I please request on stage, it is giving me an immense pleasure to request on stage, Shri Sarbananda Sonowal, our Honorable Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush. May I please request on stage Shri Bhushan Kumar, Joint Secretary, Sagarmala, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Government of India. May I please request on stage Shri Rathendra Raman, Chairman, SMPK. I would request on stage Shri A.K. Mehra, Deputy Chairman, SMPK. And would like to call on stage Shri Samrat Rahi, Deputy Chairman, SMPK. Now, may I please request Shri Rathendra Raman, Chairman, SMPK, to kindly felicitate our Honorable Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Shri Sarbananda Sonowalji, with bouquet and uttorio. May we all please praise this occasion. Thank you. May I please request Shri A.K. Mehra, Deputy Chairman, SMPK, to felicitate Shri Bhushan Kumar, Joint Secretary, Sagarmala, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Government of India. Now may I please request Shri Samrat Rahi, Deputy Chairman, SMPK, to felicitate Shri Rathendra Raman, Chairman, SMPK. Thank you. Now may I please request Shri Gautam Kumar Mondol, Chief Engineer, SMPK, to felicitate Shri A.K. Mehra, Deputy Chairman, SMPK. And may I please request Shri Praveen Kumar Das, General Manager, MNS, HDC, to felicitate Shri Samrat Rahi, Deputy Chairman, SMPK. Thank you, sir. Now, I would request our Honorable Minister and all our delegates on the dais to kindly come forward for the lamp lighting ceremony.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, may I please call upon for the welcome speech Shri Rathendra Raman, Chairman, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Respected Sri Sarvananda Sonowal ji, Honorable Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sri Bhushan Kumar ji, Joint Secretary Sagarmala in the Ministry, Deputy Chairman of Haldia, Mr. A.K. Mehra, Deputy Chairman of Kolkata, Sri Samrat Rahi. On behalf of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, it is my honor and privilege to welcome Sri Sarvananda Sonowal ji, Honorable Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways. I take this opportunity to welcome Sri Bhushan Kumar, Joint Secretary Sagarmala in the Ministry. I would also like to welcome our three eminent speakers for the day, Sri Subrat Tripathi ji, CEO Adani Ports, Sri Asutosh Jaiswal, Director Century Ports Private Limited, and Sri Hari ji, CMD GRAC. I would be failing on duty if I do not welcome our First Secretary and Consulate Generals of the neighboring countries who all are here. I also welcome our stakeholders of the event, GRAC, CSL, IWAI, DG, LH and LS. And also take the opportunity to welcome our entire maritime community. I also welcome our trade partners, members from different Chamber of Commerce, and members from press and media. Ours is a very happening ministry. our ministry has taken lots of steps for the growth of the 12 major ports, and at the same time, it has created opportunities for the entire sector. Today's event is a prelude to the GMIS 2023, which is going to be held in Delhi at Pragati Maidan from 17th of October to 19th of October. This is the third event in the series. First was held in April 2016. Second was held virtually on March 2021, and this is the third one. This initiative of ministry has been extremely successful in the past in helping the maritime sector to grow, and I hope this too will be a resounding success in bringing together the different stakeholders from the maritime sector on a single platform. As you know, the theme for the summit is connect, collaborate, and create. Until or unless we do not connect, we cannot collaborate. If we cannot collaborate, we cannot create. So we have to create for our future. That's why this GMIS 2023 at Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. As this event is going to be held in Kolkata, you are aware that your port is also not performing badly either. During the last 9 years, we have turned into black from red. Last year, we had a surplus of more than 300 crore, and we have handled about 65.66 million ton of traffic. Each organization has a strength and weakness, but in SMPK, we do not crib about our weakness, but we try to harvest our strength. As you know, this is a riverine port. This is connected to rail, road, and waterways. We are at the hub of inland waterways, N1, W1, and NW2. We also serve our neighboring countries, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Myanmar. We are also connected to large hinterland, and with the opening of IBPP route and government's Act East policy has further enhanced our connectivity. And we have been creating opportunity for all the people, all the involved stakeholders, and we will be creating in the future also. During the last 9 years, we have completed 9 capacity expansion projects at the cost of rupees 725 crore, and we have also completed 8 major connectivity projects to the tune of rupees 418 crore. For the next few years, up to 2030, we have lined up projects with a value more than 5,000 crores. These projects will be implemented through different modes like PPP, EPC, BOT. This plan for the future will ensure that Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port, the first major port in the nation, will continue to play a vital role. And we are ready to offer as an attractive investment destination for the entire business and the trade. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, may I please request for the film on Global Maritime India Summit 2023.
A lighthouse of hope, a beacon of innovation, a port of progress. India's maritime sector, navigating the path to prosperity, has been a booming hub of growth and opportunities. The potential it holds is wider than the shores and deeper than the ocean. India's maritime sector has been a thriving hub of private investment for the past 25 years, driving growth and innovation. With liberal FDI norms, wide geography of free trade agreements, bilateral and multilateral treaties, and enabling acts and schemes, the focus is on global collaboration. In the recent years, numerous investors have made significant investments and collaborations in India's maritime sector, spanning across various areas. Additionally, Indian maritime investors are exploring global opportunities to diversify businesses.
बीते 6-7 साल में पोर्ट डेवलपमेंट और पोर्ट लेड डेवलपमेंट को लेकर जो काम हो रहा है उससे देश को नई ताकत मिल रही है.
Already, the Sagarmala program is revolutionizing port-led developments through national and international collaborations. The Sagar Setu, National Logistics Portal Marine, has created an ecosystem for ease of doing business through seamless integration. India is spearheading advancement of regional trade and transit in BIMSTEC region. India is also driving establishment of 5,000 kilometers of multi-country Eastern Waterways network for economic rejuvenation and providing gateway to international North-South transport corridor through Chabahar Port. Beyond the trade and cargo, India's cruise industry has been growing at over 35% with various government initiatives to make India a key maritime tourism destination. Further, the maritime sector will provide investment avenues to drive sustainability with focus on carbon neutral ports, hydrogen hubs and green ships in Indian shipyards. These initiatives will open up waves of maritime in the coming decades. With the legacy of Maritime India Summits in 2016 and 2021, which paved the way for transformative collaborations and advancements, India is all set for the third edition of Global Maritime India Summit 2023. Whether you're an investor, a technology provider, or a maritime professional, you can connect, collaborate, and create for greater growth. A platform where nations unite, opportunities abound, and the future of maritime sector takes the center stage. Join us at the Global Maritime India Summit 2023.
Our honorable and visionary Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi believes India is very sincere about growing in the maritime sector and emerging as a leading blue economy of the world. Today, India is home to 12 major ports, over 200 ports other than major ports, 28 shipyards, and a comprehensive hub of diverse maritime service provider. For the overview of GMIS 2023, may I please request Shri Bhushan Kumar, Joint Secretary, Sagarmala, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Government of India, to kindly come up for his speech. Thank you.
Good afternoon, namaskar to all of you. Honorable Minister for Ports, Shipping, Waterways and Ayush, Shri Sarbanand Sonowal ji. My colleagues on the dais, Shri Rathendra Raman ji, Mr. Mehra, Mr. Rahi, distinguished guests and delegates present physically and also connected virtually with us, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. In our country, we are blessed with a very long coastline of 7,500 kilometers, and we have a massive maritime ecosystem which is growing day by day as per the demand from the all the stakeholders and the trade. If you see all the verticals in ports, we have more than 200 ports where we have 2,600 million ton capacity, and we are handling more than 90% of the export and import through our ports. That is the kind of role we play in our economy. And we, apart from that, apart from export and import, we are also handling substantial volumes through coastal shipping and inland waterways, which is growing at a very fast pace. In the shipbuilding and shipping side, we have 28 shipbuilding yard, and in West Bengal region only we have 6 shipbuilding yards. On seafarer front, we have more than 2.5 lakh seafarers who are working in various global companies across the world. And in terms of ship recycling, we are handling 1/3 of the ship recycling volume in the world. So that is the kind of role we are playing on the global format. Then in waterways, we have identified 111 waterways, and out of that 23 waterways are already operational. And as we are operationalizing more and more waterways, we are seeing that the cargo volumes are growing like anything. We are seeing more than 30% growth year-on-year basis in the waterways. Then lighthouse is also an important vertical in the maritime sector, where we have more than 200 lighthouses. Now we are promoting tourism in these lighthouses. We have already opened up more than 20 lighthouses for tourism, and we have seen more than 10 lakh tourists visiting these lighthouses, and we have planned that we will develop more than 75 lighthouses in the coming years for tourists. Then if you see the performance in the last 9 to 10 years, you will see the numbers on the screen. All numbers are very big numbers, and in all verticals. If I talk about major ports, we have more than doubled the capacity of our major ports for cargo handling. The cruise passengers almost tripled. Despite COVID for 2.5 years, we have seen tremendous growth in the cruise business. Similarly, in waterways, waterways have multiplied, the cargo has multiplied more than 18 times. Indian seafarers, we have more than doubled. The solar power use in ports, that is 13-14 times that has increased. So on all fronts, we are seeing tremendous growth and opportunities for all the stakeholders working in the maritime sector. And on the global front, if we talk about, then we already have 2 ports among the top ports in the world. And as per the UNACTAD report, we are among top 5 in terms of number of seafarers in the world. And in terms of recycling, as I said, we are handling 1/3 of the global volume in ship recycling. We are number 2nd currently, and World Bank's latest report on Logistic Performance Index, we are now 38th rank. We have jumped straightaway 6 ranks in this, and we will keep on growing. In terms of international shipments, we are at 22nd. So our global rankings are also improving because we are taking a lot of reforms in our sector. If I talk about reforms, then on the infrastructure side, we have Sagarmala program, where we have 802 projects of 5.5 lakh crore, out of which this program was launched in 2016, 15-16. And we have already completed nearly 230 projects of 1.2 lakh crore, and another 260 projects are under construction, having a value of around 2.3 lakh crore, and other projects are under tendering and development stages. This is on the hard infrastructure side. Similarly, on the softer side, paperwork, processes, we have digitized all the processes. We have already launched National Logistic Portal Marine, on which already 20,000 stakeholders are on board, and large number of transactions are happening on this portal. Similarly, for waterways, we have a very focused program, Jal Marg Vikas project, where we are investing more than $700 million, which means roughly around 5,000 crore to improve waterway business. Then to facilitate the investments, we have taken a lot of steps. We have recently revised the model concession agreement, where we have balanced the risk between the concessionaire and the concessioning authority, and also have incorporated all the steps required for ease of doing business. We have given freedom, tariff fixation freedom to all the new concessionaires. Earlier, this used to be fixed by the TAMP authority. There was a tariff fixation authority, but that is abolished now. So they will have full freedom to fix the market-driven tariffs. Then to promote the shipping, we are giving first right of refusal to all the ships built in India. And also for the construction part, we are giving them huge subsidy for constructing ships in India. And on the legislation side, in consultation with all the stakeholders, we have already improved the old legislations and enacted new acts, be it Major Port Authority Act or Marine Aids to Navigation or Inland Vessels. So we are working on all the fronts to continuously improve the maritime ecosystem. And going forward, now we have the medium-term and long-term blueprint already in place. We have Maritime India Vision 2030, which was prepared in consultation with all the stakeholders, all of you. And similarly, we prepared a detailed plan for 2047, Amrit Kal Vision document, that's also ready. As per those deliberation and the pattern in which we are growing, we are expecting that our port capacities will increase at least by 4 times. Currently, we are having 2,600 million ton capacity in our country, which in next 2 decades we will see that will cross more than 10,000 million ton. So we will have a huge number of opportunities coming up in the port sector. Similarly, now in major ports, around 50% of the cargo is handled by private players, public on PPP mode. Going forward, we have set a target that by 2030, we will have at least 85% of the cargo handled by the players on PPP mode. And by 2047, we will have 100% ports operating on PPP mode to harness the operational efficiencies. We already have JNPT port, which is 100% on PPP mode now. Similarly, on other fronts, we are working aggressively on the use of clean energy like hydrogen, ammonia, methanol. We are working on all those fronts. Kolkata port is also working on hydrogen, VOCPT, Kandla port, all ports are taking initiatives on this. So large number of opportunities will come up in the clean fuel business. And then in terms of cruise business, we are already among top 5 in the Asia Pacific region. We want to be number 1. We are developing world-class cruise terminals in Mumbai, Goa. Cochin is already completed. Then Vizag is also completed. New Mangalore also we are coming up with a new terminal. So we are taking lots of steps to create new opportunities and improving our global ranking and create new businesses. Similarly, for shipbuilding, ship repair, ship recycling, we will see huge jump in the global ranking and the business opportunities. Similarly, in coastal and inland waterway transport, currently our modal share is only 6%. We have set a target that in next decade we will be at least having a modal share of 12%. So that is the kind of targets we have, and that is the kind of opportunities all of you will see in the maritime sector in near future. Now to discuss all the opportunities to bring all the key decision makers, all investors together, we are organizing Maritime India Summits. The first edition was in 2016, where more than 5,000 delegates participated from 40 countries, and in that 240 investment opportunities were showcased. Both these events were inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister, and in 2021 we organized similar summit through VC because that time COVID was going on. In that event we showcased 400 investment opportunities, and we signed MOUs for 475 potentials. Out of all the MOUs, which were worth around 3.5 lakh crore, 70% of those MOUs are already under implementation and development currently. So that is the kind of business all of us create and get from these kind of summits. Now we are coming up with the third edition, which will be in October this year at Pragati Madan in Delhi from 17th to 19th of October, and this will also, we have invited Honorable Prime Minister for this, and most likely he will be there in this event also. In this event, we are expecting that we will have a large participation from all the nations. Like in the last summit, we had 100 nations present there. This time we will have participation from more than that. At least 30 countries will be working as the partner countries with us in this global summit. We will have special sessions for those countries where they will showcase their opportunities, collaboration opportunities, and other innovations, and all of us can collaborate with them. Similarly, all states are now working towards the maritime sector improvement. So states will also come up and showcase their investment opportunities and other initiatives. So we will have separate sessions for states. We will have international exhibition where all of us can display technology, product, services, so that kind of platform will also be there. In the last event, which was held in physical mode, around 180 exhibitors were there. This time we are expecting much more than that. Then to recognize the outstanding performers in our sector, we will give Maritime Excellence Achievers Award to recognize the performers. Then we will have a special session where our Honorable Minister will interact with the CEOs, global CEOs, and Indian CEOs on various reforms, policies, challenges. So that kind of platform, this is a very unique platform. The main focus areas will be all aspects of the maritime sector, be it smart ports, decarbonization, where IMO is putting up a lot of emphasis, coastal shipping, inland waterways, shipbuilding, tourism, safety, security. We are going to cover all the aspects. So the request to all of you is to please participate in the main event. The website is already live. All of you can register there and be there physically in Pragati Madan, New Delhi. So as the tagline says, let's connect, collaborate, and create opportunities for all of us. So we will see you in October in New Delhi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we'll see a film on the projects for which investment would be sought by SMPK, to be introduced by Shri Samrat Rahi, Deputy Chairman, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata.
Honorable Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways, Shri Sarvanand Sonowal, respected Joint Secretary, Shri Bhushan Kumar, our esteemed Chairman, Shri Rathendra Raman, Deputy Chairman Haldia, Shri A.K. Mehra, and esteemed dignitaries and stakeholders assembled here, a very good afternoon to all of you. We are proud to announce the first chapter of 3rd Global Maritime Summit here in Kolkata. The maritime fraternity assembled here would definitely acknowledge the remarkable achievement of Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways in recent years, under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, and our own Minister, Shri Sarvanand Sonowal. There is a visible achievement in growth of cargo volume, mechanization of cargo services, improvement of key performance indicators, ease of doing business, and transformation of our ports into green and smart port with technological intervention and optimum use of renewable resources. You must be aware that during the financial year 22-23, the country's port achieved the highest ever cargo volume, touching the 795 million metric ton mark with overall growth of 10.4%. In this historic year, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port also recorded its highest ever cargo handling
of 65.66 million metric ton. The Kolkata port, with legacy of 153 years, never failed to amaze its stakeholder by constantly transforming itself to changing needs of business and trade. I'm glad to brief you about some of the major projects planned in future, which will completely change the logistic ecosystem in Eastern India. Kolkata Port is committed to adopt the PPP model to ensure private participation to make our ports more competitive. Both at Kolkata and Haldia, the management is planning mechanization of berth in phase-wise manner. At KDS, first we are going for mechanization of berth numbers 7 and 8 in this financial year, and parallelly will attempt to call private interest at outer terminal, which is free from the restriction of tide and log gate. Similarly, in Haldia, mechanization is planned at massive level at berth number 9 and 10, 1 and 14, 2 and outer terminal to maximize the cargo handling and optimum use of port resources. The total investment in these projects will approximately amount to rupees 3,500 crores, and it will add approximately 35 million metric ton capacity to port, augmenting our existing capacity to almost 1.5 times. As you people are aware that in recent times, we have started and developed a new vertical for liquid cargo handling, that is ship-to-ship operation. I'm glad to inform you that during financial year 22-23, we handled 30 vessels in comparison to 13 vessels last year. Increase of 2.5 times was recorded. Now, we would like to diversify this facility to other cargo which are destined for Bangladesh and other countries. This will open up a plethora of opportunities for the trade fraternity in Eastern region. To overcome the problem of low draft, tide, and city congestion, we are planning installation of additional floating crane at Sandhead and Diamond Harbour for optimum use of our anchorages. We invite trade partners to participate in ongoing tender in this regard to increase the handling capacity of port. The estimated cost of floating crane would be 70 crore each. Balagarh terminal with project cost of 450 crore at a distance of 85 kilometers upstream is another game changer, which will ease the congestion at Kolkata port, and containers and trucks will directly connect to national highway without entering the city. We have also floated tender for West Bengal's first multimodal logistic park of 60 acre with estimated project cost of 300 crores in the heart of city, which will give an unprecedented logistic and warehousing boost to not only the port or the city, but the entire Eastern India. I urge all of you to please go through this. Kolkata Port is one of the biggest landowner in Eastern India, and some of the major industries and plants are established on port's land, both in Kolkata and Haldia. Under asset monetization program, Kolkata Port aims to achieve 1,000 crore in this financial year through land monetization. The port is also trying to develop and modernize the iconic riverfront of Kolkata, where several projects are lined up, beginning with the historic Armenian Ghat, where we have already floated the tender. I request all of you to have a look. Being custodian of Howrah Bridge, a massive health checkup and thorough painting of Howrah Bridge is planned this year to rejuvenate it and give it a fresh feel. In future, we are also planning static and dynamic illumination of Howrah Bridge at par with global standard, but it won't be possible without your help and support. To become a smart port, equally competent to ports of Europe and China, we are taking a number of digital initiatives. Very soon, we are going to start the night navigation facilities at Kolkata Port, which in due course of time will not only increase the number of vessels coming to Kolkata, but will also reduce the turnaround time drastically. We are soon going to launch EBS ERP to digitize the port processes for quick and easy solution to customers. We are also planning to have satellite surveillance of our land parcels and port area to track any unauthorized activity around port. In the area of a green port, we are working very closely with major public sector companies to have green hydrogen, solar power, and shore supply. Very soon, we'll have a total of 4 megawatts solar power generation capacity, and in near future, we are planning to fulfill all our requirements through renewable energy. In this context, tender for solar power plant, smart lighting, and energy efficient fitting in the dock area is on floor. Please have a look. We are also committed to nourish the river Hooghly and to protect the natural erosion. We have planned several bank protection work this year, which will safeguard the banks and will help in safe navigation of vessels. Under PM Gati Shakti, we are taking several initiatives to ensure last mile connectivity. To decongest the traffic around port area, we are working toward rehabilitation of Baskul Bridge and also planning an ambitious project of an underwater tunnel and elevated corridor to connect two ends of river and consequently land on national highway outside the city limits with estimated project cost of more than 1,000 crore. I just highlighted some of the many works that we are doing at Kolkata Port, Kolkata and Haldia. And I urge your participation in all these projects so that together we can take Kolkata Port to new heights and contribute to the development of Eastern India and our country. Thank you so much. Now a small video in this regard will be played.
In 1870, the port of Kolkata embarked on a journey that would shape its destiny for 150 years. As a testament to its illustrious history and in the presence of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, the port was rechristened as Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata, or SMPK. Today, SMPK stands as a beacon of maritime excellence, fostering trade and facilitating growth on India's eastern shores. With 2 dock systems, HDC and KDS, and one of the longest 232-kilometer navigational channel, SMPK has carved a niche as one of India's premier maritime hubs. In the fiscal 2022-23, the port handled 65.66 million metric tons of cargo. The Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways has taken a visionary step to attract international investors and unveil India's maritime potential. The Global India Maritime Summit is scheduled from 17th to 19th October 2023 at Pragati Maidan, New Delhi. As a precursor to this momentous event, SMPK is organizing a roadshow on 14th August 2023, aiming to create awareness and spark interest among potential investors. SMPK's journey of progress doesn't end here. It continues to invest in modernizing its dock systems while inviting private investors to participate in projects aimed at enhancing the port's capacity. Past projects realized through collaborations with private investors exemplify SMPK's commitment to excellence. The port has an exciting lineup of PPP projects set to commission soon, which will redefine India's maritime landscape. SMPK seeks investment on several PPP projects at Haldia Dock Complex. SMPK extends an earnest invitation to all prospective investors to become a part of this transformative journey. Together, we can shape a brighter and prosperous future for India's maritime ambitions. SMP seeks investment for PPP projects at Kolkata Dock System. Investors are invited to invest. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata is the gateway to prosperity. Join us as we sail towards a future brimming with potential, where maritime excellence meets boundless opportunities. The voyage has just begun, and we eagerly await you to embark on this journey with us.
Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Private Limited is one of India's leading shipyards located within the Netaji Subhas dock of SMPK. It builds and repairs commercial and naval vessels. It is first Indian shipyard to build 100 warships. So, may I please request on stage Commodore P.R. Hari, CMD, Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. Sir, can we please have you on stage?
Honorable Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Sri Sarbananda Sonobal, Joint Secretary Sagarmala, Sri Bhushan Kumar, Sri Ratindra Raman, Chairman Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, Port Kolkata, both the Deputy Chairman Haldia and Kolkata who are present on the dais, respected dignitaries, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to you, and perhaps a bit chilly afternoon considering the temperature in the auditorium. Let me first make a correction. As the MC announced, it is Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited and not Private Limited. We are a defense public sector undertaking. At the outset, let me thank Sri Ratindra Raman for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this roadshow, a curtain riser to the Global Maritime India Summit 2023 that is going to take place a couple of months from now. The theme is very apt: connect, collaborate, create. These three, considering the expectations of the nation that India must be and should be a global maritime power, these three C's are imperatives for all of us. All of us here are equal stakeholders in this vision for India. The Economic Survey 2022-23 had indicated shipbuilding as a strategic industry, considering its role in energy security, national defense, development of heavy engineering industry, and employment generation. Considering a very conservative MCGR, marginal consumption to GDP ratio of 0.45, the survey had indicated an investment multiplier of 1.82 and an employment multiplier of 6.48. That is the impact of the shipbuilding industry. I'll just give you a very small example. Cochin Shipyard had recently, last year, they had delivered the first indigenous aircraft carrier to the nation. For this very project alone, nearly 500 MSMEs were involved. And ancillary industries, almost 11,000. That is a Tier 2 and Tier 3 firms, almost 11,000. This is apart from the employment generated during the course of this project. Coming to GRC, as a defense public sector shipyard, just 63 years young, we have been an integral part of the Make in India efforts of the nation. In our perspective, Atmanirbharta in warship building and GRC are synonymous. 108 warships delivered so far and 19 more under construction. Coming to our involvement with the industry, because our success depends on the performance of the industry. We have over 2,200 registered vendors, and 943 of these vendors are MSMEs. Our annual order on this industry works out to approximately 1,100 crores. And of these 1,100 crores, 64% is on the MSMEs. I will now move on to the shipbuilding overall perspective. Coming to warship building first. Today, as on date, 59 warships and submarines are being built for the Indian Navy. And of these 59, 57 are being constructed by the Indian shipyards. For the Coast Guard, 10 ships are being constructed, and all 10 are being built at the Indian shipyards. That is the kind of thrust that the government has provided for indigenous warship building. With both the Navy and the Coast Guard on a force expansion drive, as per their prospective plans, it is expected that the fleet strength will double by 2030 in the next 8 to 10 years. And the expected total order value between Navy and Coast Guard is likely to cross more than 3 lakh crores. Coming to the commercial shipbuilding, as per the target set in the Maritime India Vision 2030, it is expected that the gross tonnage from the commercial shipbuilding industry must move up from the present 27,000 gross tonnage to 1 lakh plus. This is in addition to the opportunities available in the ship repair and the recycling segment. So, ladies and gentlemen, the roadmap is very clear. The government intent is absolutely clear. And now it's for all of us stakeholders to put in our best and ensure that the targets are met. For this, I will just separate the role of 3 different entities. First, the government. To meet these targets, it is expected that enabling policies are implemented. For example, I'll just list out a couple of them. The shipbuilding financial assistance is a beautiful scheme. What we would request is that the scheme may be considered for at least up to 2030 and also extended to warships, because warships are an integral part of our nation building. So the request or submission is that first, instead of weaning out the shipbuilding assistance from 20 to 14 to 11, it may be considered that the assistance may be extended at least up to 2030 and also extended for warships. Second, India does not have, we have got a Maritime India vision, but in our perspective, it may be prudent to consider having a national shipbuilding policy framework. Third, as far as industries are concerned, it may be prudent again to consider shipbuilding to be brought under the ambit of the PLI scheme. Coming to the industry, that is all of us, must focus on research and development and new technology adoption and invest on infrastructure and capability to meet the targets that are very clearly available. And as far as MSMEs are concerned, the entire environment is supporting you, starting from the government policies which mandate orders on the MSMEs. All it requires from the MSMEs is quality products on time, because again I reiterate, the success of big industries depend on the performance of MSMEs and other ancillary industries. As a leading heavy engineering manufacturing industry, specifically shipbuilding in the eastern seaboard, we are very confident, JRC is very confident that in the maritime segment, there is an ocean of opportunities. It's for all of us, the government, the industry, and all the other stakeholders to put the right feet forward and meet these expectations to become a true maritime global power. I wish the Global Maritime India Summit 2023 the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see a film by Inland Waterways Authority of India. India has an extensive network of inland waterways in the form of rivers, canals, backwaters, and creeks. The total navigable length is 14,500 kilometers, out of which 5,200 kilometers of the river and 4,000 kilometers of canals can be used by mechanized crafts. IWAI does the function of building the necessary infrastructure in these waterways, surveying the economic feasibility of new projects and also administration. Can we please see the film?
प्राचीन काल से 19वीं शताब्दी के प्रारंभ तक देश में माल ढुलाई और यात्री परिवहन मुख्य रूप से जलमार्ग पर ही निर्भर रहा है। कालांतर में रेल और सड़क नेटवर्क ने जलमार्ग की महत्ता को कम कर दिया। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने भारत में जलमार्गों के संवर्धन की आवश्यकता को महत्व दिया और देश भर में 111 जलमार्गों को विकसित करने की घोषणा की। भारत सरकार के पत्तन पोत परिवहन एवं जलमार्ग मंत्रालय के अंतर्गत अंतर्देशीय जलमार्ग प्राधिकरण को इस चुनौतीपूर्ण कार्य के क्रियान्वयन की जिम्मेदारी सौंपी गई। गंगा नदी पर बने राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 1 का मुख्य उद्देश्य पवित्र शहर वाराणसी को कोलकाता और हल्दिया बंदरगाहों से जोड़ना है। राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 1 भारत बांग्लादेश प्रोटोकॉल रूट के माध्यम से पूर्वोत्तर राज्यों को देश के अन्य भागों से जोड़ने में सफल रहा है। इसकी महत्वपूर्ण कड़ी है ब्रह्मपुत्र तथा बराक नदियों पर बने जलमार्ग 2 और जलमार्ग 16। इन जलमार्गों को भारी औद्योगिक और कृषि उत्पाद के परिवहन के लिए विकसित किया गया है। देश में जलमार्गों के माध्यम से माल की आवाजाही में हाल के वर्षों में उल्लेखनीय वृद्धि देखी गई। जहां 2013 में यह 18.8 मिलियन टन हुआ करती थी, वहीं 2021-22 में यह बढ़कर 108.76 मिलियन टन हो गई है। जलमार्ग विकास परियोजना फरक्का में एक नया नेविगेशनल लॉक का निर्माण करा रहा है, जो कि अत्याधुनिक तकनीक से लैस है। ये जहाजों की सुगम आवाजाही सुनिश्चित करेगा। ये नया नेविगेशन लॉक 2023 तक बनकर तैयार हो जाएगा। जलमार्ग विकास परियोजना का मुख्य उद्देश्य भारी औद्योगिक कार्गों की परिवहन की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करना है। गंगा नदी के किनारे बसे करोड़ों लोगों को सस्ती, पर्यावरण अनुकूल एवं आसान परिवहन व्यवस्था प्रदान करने के उद्देश्य से जल मार्ग विकास परियोजना 2 शुरू की गई है। जल मार्ग विकास परियोजना 2 का मुख्य उद्देश्य छोटे व्यापारियों, स्थानीय व्यवसायियों और स्थानीय समुदायों को आसान परिवहन की सुविधा का लाभ पहुंचाना है। भारतीय अंतर्देशीय जलमार्ग प्राधिकरण राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 1 पर 60 से अधिक सामुदायिक जेटियों का निर्माण करा रहा है। गंगा नदी के अतिरिक्त ब्रह्मपुत्र नदी पर बने 891 किलोमीटर लंबे राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 2 को अरुणाचल प्रदेश के सादिया से असम के धुबरी तक जल परिवहन के लिए बनाया गया है। इसी तरह बराक नदी पर राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 16 को विकसित किया गया है, जो कि भारत बांग्लादेश प्रोटोकॉल रूट के माध्यम से बांग्लादेश के साथ होने वाले व्यापार को बढ़ावा देगा। राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 2 में सुरक्षित नेविगेशन के लिए 4 डिफरेंशियल ग्लोबल पोजीशनिंग सिस्टम स्टेशन बनाए गए हैं। साथ ही साथ धुबरी, जोगीघोपा, बिस्वनाथ, डिब्रूगढ़, ओकलैंड, ओरियम घाट और सादिया में 12 फ्लोटिंग टर्मिनल बनाए गए हैं, जो सीमेंट, इमारती लकड़ी, चाय, कॉफी, तेल, कोयला, रबर, अनानास जैसे कार्गो की आवाजाही को सुगम बनाने में मदद करेंगे। भारत बांग्लादेश सीमा पर बसे धुबरी में 46.69 करोड़ रुपए के निवेश से स्थायी रोरो टर्मिनल का निर्माण किया गया है। एमवी सचिन देव बर्मन और एमवी रानी गाइडिनल्यू रोरो जहाजों ने माजुली के 144 गांव के 1,50,000 लोगों के जीवन को बदल दिया है। उत्तर पूर्व में विकसित ये जलमार्ग का नेटवर्क इस पूरे क्षेत्र को कोलकाता और हल्दिया जैसे प्रमुख बंदरगाहों से जोड़ने के साथ ही साथ पूरे BBIN क्षेत्र यानी बांग्लादेश, भूटान, भारत और नेपाल के लिए एक नया आर्थिक मंच भी तैयार करेगा। क्षेत्रीय जलमार्ग ग्रिड के नाम की परियोजना के मूलभूत ढांचे को तैयार किया जा रहा है, जिसके अंतर्गत गंगा ब्रह्मपुत्र को IBP रूट एवं सहायक नदियों के द्वारा एक ग्रिड में समायोजित किया जाएगा। कोल्लम से कोट्टापुरम तक बना 205 किलोमीटर लंबा राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 3 मुख्य रूप से पश्चिमी तट की नहरों पर आधारित है। मुख्य खंड के अलावा चंपाकारा और उद्योग मंडल नहरें भी जलमार्ग परिवहन के अनुकूल हैं और कोच्चि के औद्योगिक गलियारे को भी कोच्चि बंदरगाह से जोड़ती हैं। रोरो जहाजों MV आदिशंकर और MV CV रमन को कोच्चि की सड़कों पर बोझ को कम करने के लिए वेलिंगटन आइलैंड और बोलगट्टी रोरो जेटी के बीच तैनात किया गया है। गोवा में नदियों के एक किनारे से दूसरे किनारे तक जाने के लिए अच्छी तरह से विकसित जलमार्ग की सुविधा है। गोवा में कई नदियां हैं और ये सभी पश्चिमी घाट से निकलकर अरब सागर में मिल जाती हैं और इस पर जलमार्ग के विकास का काम लगातार चल रहा है। म्यांमार में भारत ने कालादान परियोजना को अभी पूर्ण किया है, जिसके अंतर्गत सितवे में कालादान नदी के मुहाने पर एक गहरे पानी के बंदरगाह का निर्माण, नदी की ड्रेजिंग, सितवे से पलेटवा तक नदी को परिवहन अनुकूल बनाया जाना, पलेटवा नदी में एक बंदरगाह का निर्माण, चीन राज्य में स्थित भारत म्यांमार सीमा पर पलेटवा से माई कवा तक राजमार्गों का निर्माण शामिल है, जो भविष्य में इस जलमार्ग के माध्यम से मिजोरम एवं सुदूर पूर्व सागर से जुड़ जाएगा। भारत और बांग्लादेश के बीच अंतर्देशीय जल ट्रांजिट और व्यापार प्रोटोकॉल एक देश के अंतर्देशीय जहाजों को दूसरे देश के निर्धारित मार्गों से ट्रांजिट की अनुमति देता है। ये प्रोटोकॉल रूट है कोलकाता से सिलघाट 1720 किलोमीटर, कोलकाता से करीमगंज बदरपुर 1339 किलोमीटर, धुलियन से अरीचा 270 किलोमीटर, सिलघाट से करीमगंज बदरपुर 1437 किलोमीटर और सोनमुरा दाऊकंडी 93 किलोमीटर। जलमार्गों के विकास और उन्हें परिवहन योग्य बनाए जाने से राष्ट्रीय जलमार्ग 1, 2 और 3 पर क्रूज पर्यटन की शुरुआत भी हो गई है। इन क्रूज जहाजों ने विभिन्न तरह के पर्यटन स्थलों जैसे वन्य जीव अभयारण्य, एडवेंचर टूरिज्म, पर्यावरण पर्यटन, हिल स्टेशन, झीलों, ऐतिहासिक स्मारकों और वाराणसी के गौरवशाली घाटों में आने वाले पर्यटकों की संख्या में आशातीत बढ़ोतरी की है। भारतीय अंतर्देशीय जलमार्ग प्राधिकरण एक स्वच्छ, सुगम और हरित परिवहन माध्यम को विकसित करने की दिशा में काम कर रहा है, जिससे यातायात के एक नए अध्याय की शुरुआत हो चुकी है एवं अमृत काल के अपने 500 मिलियन टन के लक्ष्य पर IWAI निरंतर अग्रसर है।
May I please request on stage Shri Ashutosh Jaiswal, Director, Century Ports Limited.
Good afternoon. I would request all of you to excuse me for my bad throat. Honorable Minister for Ports, Shipping, Waterways and Ayush, Sri Sarbanand Sonowal ji. Joint Secretary, Sri Bhushan Kumar ji, Sagarmala. Chairman, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Sri Ratendra Raman ji. Deputy Chairman, Haldia, Sri A.K. Mehra ji. And Deputy Chairman, Kolkata, Sri Samrat Rahi ji. Esteemed members from the consulates, friends from the press and media, people from the maritime industry, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you filled with immense pride and excitement to discuss an event that will shape the future of the maritime industry in India. The Government of India, under the visionary leadership of the Shipping Ministry, headed by our esteemed and most enterprising Sri Sonowal ji, is organizing a roadshow in Kolkata to showcase the upcoming Global Maritime scheduled for October 2023. The maritime industry has long served as the backbone of global trade, connecting nations, facilitating commerce, and fostering economic growth. As a nation blessed with a vast coastline and a rich maritime heritage, India has always recognized the significance of this industry. Today, we gather here to celebrate our commitment to further harness the potential of maritime sector and position ourselves as formidable global force. The Global Maritime Summit will serve as a platform for industry leaders, policymakers, and stakeholders from around the world to converge, exchange knowledge, and explore opportunities for collaboration. It will offer a unique opportunity to chart the course for the future of the maritime domain, leveraging technology, innovation, and sustainable practices. One of the summit's key objectives is to showcase India's prowess in shipbuilding, ports, logistics, and coastal development. Through initiatives like Sagarmala, we are transforming our ports and coastal areas into vibrant economic hubs. This summit will provide a stage to highlight these achievements and attract investments to propel our maritime infrastructure to new heights. I would also like to emphasize the role of technology in shaping the maritime industry of the future. Automation, artificial intelligence, and data analytics are revolutionizing the way we operate ships, manage ports, and ensure maritime safety. Let me tell you, we are all aware of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data analytics, but by 2030, we'll be hit by another phase of quantum computing, which will be almost 20x faster, accurate, and giving more data analytics in a perfect way. The Global Maritime Summit will feature discussions and presentations on cutting-edge technologies, providing valuable insights into the industry's future direction. Furthermore, sustainability and environmental stewardship are at the forefront of our agenda. India is committed to reducing the carbon footprint, embracing clean energy sources, and adopting eco-friendly practices. By promoting green shipping and sustainable coastal development, we are not only safeguarding our maritime ecosystem, but also creating a more resilient and prosperous future for generations to come. We have always been talking about maritime industry and growth of maritime industry, but I will tell you one thing. Today, the entire world, including India is harnessing much on reducing logistic costs from the so-called understanding of 14-15% to bring it below 10%. But we have never thought if the maritime industry is eliminated from the logistic industry, this logistic cost is going to go 10x times, and that will be the blunder for the world. So hence, we need to focus completely on the maritime industry, put a thrust, and ensure all together with all our concerns, all our forces, all our knowledges, and encourage this industry to the highest level possible and bring this country to a level where the world will be focusing on India with respect to maritime. In conclusion, I urge each of you to actively participate in both this roadshow and the forthcoming Global Maritime Summit. Your presence and engagement will play a pivotal role in shaping the future of maritime industry. Let us collaborate, learn from one another, and unlock the immense potential that lies within the Indian maritime sector. Thank you for your attention, and let us embark on this exciting journey together towards a brighter and a more prosperous maritime. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Cochin Shipyard Limited, now a schedule, a CPSE under the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, has expanded its operations across India, establishing units and subsidiaries in Kochi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Port Blair, and Udupi. CSL has formed a strategic partnership with Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port to manage, maintain and enhance the dry docks at Netaji Subhas Dock through its specialized repair unit. CSL Kolkata Ship Repair Unit. Since its inception in 2019, CKSRU has emerged as a forerunner in the ship repair industry on the East Coast. Now can we please see a film by CSL, Kolkata Ship Repair Unit, unit of Cochin Shipyard Limited.
Kolkata, the oldest port in India, the maritime hub of ancient India. Centuries ago, this pivotal hub boasted a golden era of activities not just limited to trade. Ships built here were of premium quality, and the demand for repairs to sea-weary vessels kept the shipyard working round the clock. Cochin Shipyard Limited, incorporated in the year 1972, has emerged as a forerunner in the Indian shipbuilding and ship repair industry in the last 5 decades. In the recent years, CSL has extended its operations pan-India. Today, with the zeal of a new generation, under a vibrant leadership, Cochin Shipyard Limited is all set to bring back Kolkata its well-deserved glory, joining hands with Kolkata Port. CSL, with its proven credentials, is perfectly poised to offer a wide and flexible range of services at East Coast through its 100% subsidiary company, Hooghly Cochin Shipyard Limited, and the Ship Repair Unit CKSRU to bring the region back to its former glory. One of India's oldest shipyards, Hooghly Docks and Port Engineers HGPEL, established in the year 1819, faced decline by the early 2000s. In 2017, CSL was called upon to explore revival possibilities. With its established expertise, CSL has transformed the SICK unit into Hooghly Cochin Shipyard Limited, HCSL. This modern facility, inaugurated in August 2022, aims to propel India's inland water transport sector. HCSL, a wholly owned subsidiary of Cochin Shipyard, stands as a beacon of modernity, housing cutting-edge equipment and state-of-the-art facilities. Its focus is set on revolutionizing the inland water transport sector, spanning the length and breadth of national waterways, notably the iconic rivers Ganga and Brahmaputra. This ambitious endeavor encompasses the construction of diverse vessels, including ro-ro, coastal and inland vessels, river container vessels, and even pioneering LNG and hydrogen fuel vessels, all contributing to the resounding Make in India initiative. March 28, 2019, Cochin Shipyard entered into a long-term concession agreement with Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Port, erstwhile Kolkata Port Trust, to jointly promote a new ship repair facility at NSD, namely Cochin Shipyard Kolkata Ship Repair Unit CKSRU. It has 2 dry docks of 172-meter length and depth of 15 meters, with a dedicated berth for afloat repair of vessels. All ship repair activities are carried out under the able supervision of highly experienced CSL engineers through empaneled contractors, ensuring impeccable quality. Well-proven quality and safety systems already implemented at CSL are strictly adhered to at its Kolkata units. CKSRU was successfully audited by ABS Quality Evaluations by Maersk Group for using Maersk Supplier Code of Conduct for repair of their fleet. At Kolkata, CSL aims at employment generation, opportunities for ancillaries and MSMEs to support the yard under the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's vision of Make in India. When our country is clamoring for Atmanirbhar Bharat, CSL is setting paradigms for its implementation. Cochin Shipyard Limited is creating history through CKSRU and HCSL, rejuvenating the centuries-old maritime heritage of Kolkata.
May I please request Shri Subrat Tripathi, CEO Ports, Adani Ports and SEZ Limited to kindly come up for his speech.
Thank you, Devolina ji. Honorable Minister, Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Shri Sarvanand Sonawal ji, respected Joint Secretary, Shri Bharat Bhushan ji, Chairman, Calcutta Port Trust, Raman ji, Deputy Chairman, Calcutta Port Trust, Samrat Bhai, Deputy Chairman, Haldia Dock Complex, Mehra ji, members of the fraternity, members of the press, electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, and the maritime community at large. It fills me with great pride and immense joy to be amongst our own people. I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Minister in reposing faith and trust on APSEZ in awarding and contract for development of a terminal at Haldia Dock Complex. By this act, APSEZ, which hitherto was not present in the state of West Bengal and in the Eastern Maritime Board, has since successfully implanted itself over here. Thank you, Honorable Sir. Thank you, Calcutta Port Trust and Haldia Dock Complex, Shama Prasad Mukherjee Port Authority for reposing the trust on us. Much has been said about India's maritime glory, its past, its opportunity about 7,517 kilometers of continuous coastline, the presence of 12 proud major ports. The word major is now conceding to the much developed non-major, as 200 of them beg to occupy space in the maritime canvas of India. Friends, and in front of Honorable Minister, I can very proudly proclaim an ancient maritime nation that India was and continues to be, an ancient maritime nation that went on through the maritime powers and maritime navigational abilities to have its presence felt in much of Southeast Asia and in parts of the what is called the modern world, and what trade and commerce can do to changing the pattern of the Earth's contour can be known for the fact that while culture of the Eastern India transmitted itself into Southeast Asia, much of science and development, including the much proclaimed Indian mathematics and the advent of zero, went through Arabian traders who came to scout spices in India and hitherto went forth into the what is called the European nations. Come Renaissance and come a development of a new shipping industry, as it were, brings with it a colonialism and comes with it the advent of a British India and the moment of Calcutta Port. I'm very proud that Calcutta Port has continuously reinvented itself through various initiatives such as the PPP. Much has been also said about the PPP opportunities that India introduced in the wake of certain crises in the late 90s, and it became a buzzword for the development of many sectors in India, primarily the maritime sector. If today we proudly proclaim that JNPT port is a landlord port in its entirety, much of the credit goes to the first seeding of the thought of what is called the public-private partnership, the PPP for short. And today when I see the CCC and the creation of new opportunities, I would now look at what the world is encountering. Today, we are going through a period of unprecedented transformation. As we speak, the winds of change are sweeping the world, especially the maritime world, and the patterns of trade are changing. Much has been said about globalization. There is also an emergence of a certain amount of a nationalism in each of the states. So this dual configuration and juxtaposition of a globalization in the world trade of which nearly 95% comes out of the shipping trade, and India is no different. 90% or nearly 95% of India's trade is encountered through the maritime sector, through the ports, and 70% in value goes through the Indian ports itself. Now, this is a very tall claim for any maritime nation, of which India proudly sets itself. As the world is transforming and seeing unprecedented changes arising partly out of situations of geopolitical new situations arising out of warlike situations, new trends, industrial revolutions through Industry 4.0, supply chain reorganizations that we saw that came about in COVID, and new supply chains that are taking place, which are in moment threatening the way the world trades, also evolving new opportunities in which India sets itself. Therefore, the Global Maritime India Summit, the first of its kind, which took place in 2016, the second of which we participated virtually, and the third which we are eagerly looking for, is to say and proclaim that India's moment in the world has arrived. If India's moment in the world has arrived, so has the Indian maritime sector, ably being led by the Honorable Minister. I'm excited by the new developments that take place, by the very many opportunities that each of the ports are offering for participation of the private sector, because eventually what modern India is experiencing is the emergence of a very industrial, good, sound, robust private sector standing in juxtaposition with equal opportunity and equal partnership with a government regulatory umbrella structure. If this is the mantra for success of a modern India, it is alive in the maritime sector. At the same time, I would also look for, when these disruptions give way to emergence, to new events that to occur. And two of them very significantly which the world saw was the emergence of the digitalization in the world. If COVID was a reset button to the world, it has led to a large-scale digitalization, and along with it, machine learning, which was referred to by my colleague, and AI, whether we like it or not, is creeping into every aspect of our working, so in the shipping and in the port sector. It is also leading to another great exciting sector that is coming through, and of which India has to be aware and is already aware and taking steps, is harnessing a blue economy. When the search for new minerals goes forth, we are aware that the oceans beckon us, and the oceans exist a very vast propriety of minerals that have to be exploited, and India is looking for these opportunities. But I would not dwell more on that, as to come right into the shipping sector. A combination of good policies, which I would look for in the PPP, which led to the emergence of the world major players coming into India and establishing and making adequate revenues to propel them to think of expansions. Honorable Minister, sir, while I thank you for the new changes in the new model concession agreement, please be aware that today the respective state governments, the port sector being a concurrent subject, are encouraging PPP projects and policies which encourage a large concession period of close to 99 years. I would congratulate the West Bengal government for taking the cue and providing us a 99-year concession for development of a port in the state of West Bengal. Likewise, I urge Honorable Minister and the officers of the Ministry of Shipping, Ports, Shipping and Waterways to think that a 30-year concession period may not be adequate, and that longer concession periods. The new concession regime is already recognizing the ability to roll over, but perhaps if you begin with a 50-year concession, that you set apart a larger propensity to come to invest and see that your adequate revenues are met, and the capex cycle, which we are threatened at the end, towards the end of a concession period, should linger on. Equally important is to see that concession agreements have a good dispute resolution mechanism and a good exit policy. These are being incorporated in the new concession agreements, and I can only thank the Honorable Minister and the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways for that. Another exciting things that beckon us, and which the Maritime Summit and the curtain raiser will be certainly aware, while it is not enough to speak of smart ports, It's to think of the smart way of doing business. That's where the Western world has beaten us, and that's where China had proved a point that through automated terminals, and I'm very, very proud and humbly would like to say that at APSEZ, very humbly, Honorable Minister Sir, and to the gathering I would say, nearly 25% of India's cargo is routed at close to 350 million metric tons in the last fiscal. Very humbly we say that nearly 25% of India's cargo is routed through the APSEZ ports and terminals, and the fact that Mundra port holds this pantheon among the world ports, having cargo facilities of more than 150 million metric tons, and having done more than 6.64 million TUs and aiming to bridge the 7.5 million TU mark this year, and set to become a 10 million TU port, and hoping under the soft, benign guidance of Honorable Minister and the Honorable Prime Minister to become a 25 million port. Now, why does it become a 25 million TU port? It's not about the pride and the humility that with which I speak is not about running a port or operating it efficiently. That's our business and we need to do that. But the fact is that we are a gateway to the large aspiration of India, to the aspiration of the export and exim community of India, to the aspiration of the SMEs and industries of India. Eventually, ports are but gateways of the Indian economy, and they are the connectors of from the India to the world. If our logistics index, and has been spoken of that, we should aim to be less than 25. It's very gladdening to note that we have jumped many places and come to 38. But if you continue to think what plagues the Indian maritime and the logistics sector is even today a combination of poor infrastructure and a large combination of antedated rules. Government, in recognition of that, has made platforms like the ULIP, brought us on one digital platform, so that imagine the power of a trader who comes through the Western world says as one bill of lading through Maersk, through MSC. And if Indian companies and Indian ports can connect the world with one bill of lading, sitting in the comfort of your house, in the front of your laptop, you can track your goods. Imagine the power that you're unleashing for a small rug manufacturer way down in Mirzapur who can connect his goods to Christmas time in the Western world, or to this young manufacturer of SME goods or a weave carper in the state of West Bengal, connecting it to United States of America through the beautiful ports of India. And to think of transshipment, the fact that much of India's transshipment cargo routes itself outside Indian shores, I would again thank Honorable Minister for his benign guidance in the development of Vizhinjam International Container Transshipment Port. We're very glad to announce that in the month of September, we will be getting our cranes into the port, sir. And sir, we will invite you for the inauguration, which should happen in the month of March, where we will proudly proclaim India's transshipment port to the world. How have these events happened? They have not happened in a vacuum. They've happened because of very sound protection, very sound guidance by the government of India in curating and marinating good policies. Now, having done that, it is to walk the step further and to come to the new age, which is about the digitalization which I spoke about automated terminals. One port in China, Yangshan terminal, is entirely automated. Rotterdam port, which some years back, Honorable Minister would be aware, did an umbrella guidance for developing all the planning of each of the individual Indian ports. And I was on the port of Paradeep, and we gladly worked with the port of Rotterdam in developing the master plan for each port. Today, Rotterdam port is entirely mechanized, not just mechanized, digitalized in a form which we should hope and aspire to go to. While we speak of digitalization, we should also be aware of a new emergence of a sustainability that is enveloping the world. A sense of responsibility, and when I say responsibility, we need to be responsible governments, we need to be responsible managers, and we need to be responsible corporates. And in that sense of responsibility, the sustainability which is coming about and the Harit Sagar initiative of the Ministry of Shipping, Ports and Shipping, is a very welcome step. In that, I wish to kind of announce to you and also tell you that the electrification and the energy transition which is going through the world will mean that we will be going ahead and encouraging a new set of energy which will be coming largely out of renewable sources. Very recently, I can see colleagues from Tata Steel, very recently we have an encouraging policy. We give some financial incentives for LNG powered vessels to visit our ports. And I'm very glad to announce that both at Mundra and in our port at Dhamra, vessels have visited, and I would encourage the Honorable Minister to further encourage such policies by fiscal incentives to us and to other players in the field so that alternate energy transition can be best handled and can be supported. We've also undertaken initiatives such as all our ports, we run at about close to 120 megawatts of power. You will be glad to know that we are developing RE facilities at Kutch, at Kavda in Kutch, to where APSEZ is developing close to about 250 megawatts, which means in less than about a year's time, by about 24, the entire power to run the APSEZ reports will be from entirely RE power only. Now, these are tall statements. They require a lot of support. And I'm very glad that an enabling environment is being created by such kind of summits where curating thoughts, getting people together and incentivizing them for exchange of new ideas so that innovations can come in, which is the need of the hour. Because innovations will propel the world to be on a new gear. And especially so when we are wishing to develop a mega terminal. And I would again congratulate the Honorable Minister for conceiving such an idea to develop a mega terminal at Andamans, which will be perhaps India's answer to the large shipping trade taking place from the whole of Southeast Asia into the world, into Europe on the shipping lane. You would also be aware, and I would like to thank and also make you aware that India's moment in the world comes from its play in the neighborhood. So therefore, in the BIMSTEC region, and in the Mediterranean region. And I very humbly say that we have just placed ourselves in the port of Haifa in Israel, much of it supported by the Honorable Minister, Mr. Sonowalji himself. He's aware of the efforts undertaken by APSEZ in planting itself in Haifa. We're building a terminal in Colombo so that Indian cargo and EXIM cargo is present, so that Indian industry does not starve itself of a transshipment port outside the shores of India. We also look forward to opportunities in Southeast Asia, in the east of Africa, which is a new developing region. There, Honorable Sir, I request you that we should, that we should certainly look to your support. In conclusion, I will once again congratulate Calcutta Port for undertaking this, and we look forward to a wonderful opportunity to participate in the global summit, to look forward to new ideas. Eventually, the PPP, which has generated and brought the sector to this level, for me and for all of us, it is not about public-private participation only. It is about a responsibility towards the world. For us, PPP is people, planet, prosperity. Thank you. Jai Hind. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Honorable Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush Government of India, Shri Sarbananda Sonowalji, to kindly come up for his speech.
नमस्कार। आज की इस सभा में उपस्थित हमारे मंत्रालय की जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी भूषण कुमार जी, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी पोर्ट अथॉरिटी की अध्यक्ष रतिंद्र रामन जी, ए.के. मेहरा जी, सम्राट राही जी और हमारे पी.आर. हरी जी, आशुतोष जायसवाल जी, सुब्रत त्रिपाठी जी और सभी हमारे आदरणीय स्टेक होल्डरगण और पत्रकार बंधु, सबसे पहले मैं आप सबको हृदय से शुभकामना देता हूं। आज के दिन हमारे लिए, देशवासियों के लिए बड़े महत्वपूर्ण दिन है, क्योंकि आज देश भर में परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में लोगों ने बड़े श्रद्धापूर्वक, भक्ति भावनाओं से हर घर तिरंगा इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में प्रतिबद्ध हुई है। और साथ साथ में मेरी माटी मेरा देश, इस कार्यक्रम को भी लोगों ने बड़ी निष्ठापूर्वक आगे बढ़ाया है, सफल रूप दी है। तो इसलिए आज की ये सभा की जो पल है, मुझे लगता है बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। तो इसलिए एक ऐतिहासिक पोर्ट कोलकाता, जिस पोर्ट ने 153 साल का सफल यात्रा पूरा किया है, तो आप ऐसे ही एक बड़ी ऐतिहासिक पोर्ट से जुड़े हुए हैं। और हमारे जैसे हमारे वक्ताओं ने अपने वक्तव्य में ढेर सारे उन्होंने अपने सुझाव भी दी, और हमारी इस सेक्टर में जो भी चुनौती है वो भी उन्होंने उल्लेख की और ओवरकम करने के लिए सुझाव भी दी। तो अब हमें ग्लोबल मैरीटाइम इंडिया समिट, दिस इज द 3rd एडिशन, वी आर टू मेक इट ए ग्रैंड सक्सेस, क्योंकि देश का स्वाभिमान का सवाल है। हिंदुस्तान पुराने हिंदुस्तान नहीं रहा। अभी परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में आज पिछली 9 साल के अंदर जो प्रगति हमने हासिल की है, जो विकास संभव हुई है, यह सिर्फ इसलिए हुई है क्योंकि देश में एक ईमानदार, निष्ठावान, कर्मयोगी, एक विजनरी प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, वो है नरेंद्र मोदी जी। क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने अपने कुशल नेतृत्व के द्वारा दिशा निर्देश और मार्गदर्शन के जरिए अब देश को तेज से विकास के रास्ते पर ले जाने का काम किया है। जो बदलाव, जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आज सब लोगों ने महसूस की है, सब लोगों को अपने शक्ति दिखाने का एक सुनहरा मौका मिला है, ऐसा माहौल बन चुका है। तो इसलिए मैं चाहूंगा कि आप तो है ही सही भागीदारी, जैसे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी हमेशा कहा करते हैं, जन भागीदारी हो तो जन आंदोलन होते हैं। अगर हम सब प्रयास करें मैरीटाइम नेशन के हिसाब से दुनिया का पहला स्थान में अपना पोजीशन निश्चित करने के लिए अगर सब हम मन बनाए, प्रतिबद्ध हुए, तो ये संभव है। अगर 10वें स्थान से हम 5वें स्थान तक दुनिया का बड़े अर्थव्यवस्था के रूप में अगर हम खड़ा हो सकते हैं, कम दिनों के अंदर, सिर्फ 9 साल के अंदर यह संभव हुई है। अब ग्लोबल सेंटर स्टेज में हिंदुस्तान को विकसित देशों का राष्ट्रप्रधान ने कैसे संबोधन की है आप लोगों ने देखी है। तो इसलिए यह शादी मुझे लगता है कि हिंदुस्तान के लिए है। आप नहीं मानते? डोंट यू एग्री विथ मी? तो इसलिए हम सबको ये मुझे लगता है विषय पर हम लोगों को निष्ठापूर्वक शामिल होना चाहिए। तन मन आत्माओं से सारे कार्यक्रम में अपने आप को जोड़ने के लिए हम प्रतिबद्ध हो जाए, क्योंकि 142 करोड़ देशवासियों ने आज दुनिया में ये साबित किया है मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हम किसी से कम नहीं, हम भी कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि 2014 तक जो देश के अंदर व्यवस्था रहे, वो व्यवस्था संचालन करने वालों ने सही नीति, सही कार्यक्रम, सही सपने वो देख नहीं पाए, और उनके पास ना नियत थे ना नेता थे। देश के हितों के लिए 26 घंटा जो व्यक्ति निष्ठापूर्वक मेहनत कर सकता है और सबको साथ लेकर आगे जाने का एक मनोबल दिखा सकता है, यही नेता देश में प्रगति संभव कर सकता है, बदलाव ला सकता है। इसलिए ये काम परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने करके दिखाया है। तो मुझे लगता है कि हम सबको देश के नागरिक होने के नाते हम सबको अपनी भूमिका, अपने कर्तव्य को हम निष्ठापूर्वक कैसे निभाए, कैसे हम मेहनत करें, क्योंकि कठोर परिश्रम का बिना हम परिवर्तन नहीं ला सकते। तो इसलिए आई फर्मली बिलीव विथ आवर बेस्ट ऑफ एबिलिटीज we could stand tall in the global scenario. So you are all capable players, all experienced players. You have your domain expertise, particularly in the maritime tract. तो मुझे लगता है कि उसी भावनाओं से please come forward and participate ग्लोबल मैरीटाइम इंडिया समिट। क्योंकि हमने भारत की तरफ से जो आमंत्रण भेजा है, 100 से अधिक देशों को हमने आमंत्रण पत्र भेजी है, और हमारा उम्मीद है 100 से अधिक देश निश्चित रूप से भारत मंडपम प्रगति मैदान न्यू दिल्ली में अक्टूबर में इस कार्यक्रम में शामिल होंगे। तो आपको शामिल होना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि हर देश अपने बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस को शोकेस करने के लिए उन्होंने भी कार्यक्रम रचना की है, और अलग अलग देशों का साथ डोमेन एक्सपर्ट के बीच ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग डिस्कशन भी होंगे। तो मुझे लगता है आपकी भी जो भी आइडिया है, ये आइडिया को आप लाइए और इनकॉर्पोरेट कीजिएगा, ताकि हमारी जो भी 7,500 किलोमीटर्स कोस्टल एरिया है, 20,500 किलोमीटर हमारी रिवराइन एरिया है, और साथ साथ में जो भी हमारी एक्जिम ट्रेड के सिलसिले में जो भी हमारे लिए मौका है, और हिंदुस्तान में क्या क्या पोटेंशियलिटी है, हम ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर को कैसे हम जगह दे सकते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए। और जैसे हमारे वक्ताओं ने बताया कि जो भी फैसिलिटी हमारे पोर्ट सिस्टम में आधुनिक फैसिलिटी है डेवलप करने के लिए हमारे दायित्व है, वो दायित्व हम निष्ठापूर्वक पालन करने के लिए भी हमें अगले दिनों में मजबूत कदम उठाएंगे। जैसे भी हो, हम चाहते हैं कि मैरीटाइम नेशन के हिसाब से हिंदुस्तान टॉप 5 के अंदर अपना जगह बनाए। तो ये जगह बनाने के लिए आप लोगों का सहयोग चाहिए। और मेरा छोटा सा एक रिटन स्पीच है, हम पढ़ना चाहते हैं, आप सहयोग कीजिएगा प्लीज। ये पढ़ना जरूरी है, यहां कुछ आंकड़ा है ना, क्योंकि वोकल फॉर लोकल परमादरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है। अपना काम का अगर हम खुद गुणगान नहीं करेंगे कौन करेगा, है ना। बोलना जरूरी है। जो भी परमादरणीय प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में हुई है, इसका छोटी सी एक नमूना मैं पेश करना चाहता हूं। As we embark on a journey to promote the 3rd Global Maritime India Summit 2023 to be held at भारत मंडपम, ये प्रगति मैदान अब भारत मंडपम बन चुका है, आप याद रखिएगा, क्योंकि ये अपना देश का स्वाभिमान से जुड़े हुए नाम है। हिंदुस्तान अपना पहचान खुद बना सकता है। In October this year, I am honored to address you all today and explore the important role that the maritime sector plays in not only India's growth and development, but also its neighboring countries. Kolkata, with its rich maritime history and a strategic location on the Bay of Bengal, is the perfect host for this maiden roadshow. The city's vibrant maritime legacy has left an indelible mark on India's trade routes, fostering connection with nations far and wide. The port city has played a pioneering role in the maritime trade of the country for more than 3 centuries now. Sama Prasad Mukherjee Port Authority being the only riverine port in the maritime circuit has quite a few significant achievements. In 2022-23, the Sama Prasad Mukherjee Port handled the highest cargo traffic of 65.66 million metric ton in its history and improved its position from 6th to 5th among the major ports of India. The present capacity of the port of 87.5 million metric ton is being increased to 115 million metric ton within the next few years. The maritime sector is a lifeline of our economy, connecting us to the world and driving trade and investment. With India's strategic geographical location, our ports and waterways have the potential to become major driver of growth and connectivity, not only within the country, but across the international border. Private sector has been an indispensable partner. It is a perfect word. क्योंकि पब्लिक प्राइवेट ये जो पार्टनरशिप बनी है, ये जो वर्किंग होलिस्टिक रिलेशनशिप बनी है, इसके जरिए विकास में गति पकड़ा है ना? सो स्पीड एंड स्केल, ये दो शब्द आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हमें मूल्यांकन करने के लिए बार बार उल्लेख किए हैं। हमारी कर्मभूमि में स्पीड और स्केल निश्चित रूप से अपना लक्ष्य होना चाहिए। अगर इसी गति को हमने नहीं पकड़ा तो दुनिया के बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट देशों से कंपीट करना मुश्किल होगा। तो इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि ये बड़े हमारे लिए एक उपलब्धि है। इन प्रोपेलिंग द ग्रोथ ऑफ इंडिया's maritime sector over the past 25 years, public-private partnership has played a major role, and currently PPP terminals are handling around 50% of cargo at our major ports. We aim to raise this share to 100% in the coming decades. Further, India's policy of 100% FDI through automatic route for projects related to the construction and maintenance of ports and harbor is a sign of our commitment for international collaboration. In the past decades, under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, we have focused our efforts on revolutionizing logistics through transformative initiatives like Sagarmala and Prime Minister's Gati Shakti National Master Plan to augment the supply chain and create a multi-model logistic network to enhance efficiency. Our major ports are today witnessing double-digit annual growth, and as per the recent World Bank's Logistic Performance Index report, among 139 countries, India's spectacularly climbed 16 position from 54th position to 38th position in 2022. India has moved from 44th ranked in the international shipment category in the year 2019 to 2019 and to 22nd rank in 2022. In timelines, the country witnessed a 17-place jump in ranking from 52 in 2018 to 35 in 2022. Today, our average container dwell time is much better than advanced countries like USA and Germany. Our turnaround time of 0.9 days is better than Canada, Australia, Germany, and USA. Let me just give some figures of growth during the past 9 years. In inland waterways sectors, our growth has been an astounding 1,731%. Investment in national waterways has increased by almost 200%. Operational national waterways have increased by 700%. Capacity of major ports has increased by over 100%. Number of Indian seafarers have increased by 121%. Number of sea cruise passengers have increased by 259%. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, our flagship initiative, Sagarmala, seeks to integrate our ports with local industrial and logistic corridors, further enhancing connectivity and operational efficiency. More than 60 projects worth of rupees 12,000 crores have been identified under Sagarmala program in the state of West Bengal for enhancing the infrastructure related to port-led industrialization, port modernization, port connectivity enhancement, coastal community development, and coastal shipping and inland waterways. West Bengal has the inherent advantage of becoming the maritime hub of the country. The state provides direct access to the Indian Ocean, serving as a crucial passage for landlocked nations like Nepal and Bhutan. Additionally, it functions as a pivotal gateway port for the landlocked state of Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Northeast India. This strategic significance is further enhanced by its synchronizations with inland waterways connectivity, enabling seamless multimodal transportation option. Moreover, the Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port plays a vital role as a part of the Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route for trade and transit, facilitating international trade and enhancing regional connectivity. As part of the active policy of the Government of India, Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port serves Bangladesh, any state, and Myanmar via IBPR and coastal routes to Chittagong and Mongla ports of Bangladesh and Sittwe Port, Myanmar. Trade with Bangladesh involves around 5 million metric ton cargo yearly, including fly ash, food grains, and FMCG cargo. The port is committed to increasing the share through various measures like tariff discount, simplifications of procedure, etc. The port plays a key role in transporting northern region cargo to West Bengal through Bangladesh. Both Government of India and Government of Bangladesh are working hand in hand in this regard with Inland Water Authority of India and serving as the crucial catalyst to further enhance the cargo handling in a sustainable manner. The port has embraced various digital operations along with a focus on eco-friendly initiative as India's sternmost port limited to the northeast. Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port serves as a transformative investment hub. Vast investment opportunities lie ahead in waterways development, cruise tourism, maritime cluster, and lighthouse tourism in the state of West Bengal. MIS has a strong legacy of building on partnership. The first event in 2016 saw the launch of Sagarmala program. 5,000 delegates from more than 40 countries participated in the event and 140 MOUs were signed. In MIS 2021, MIV 2030 was launched to transform the Indian maritime sector. 20,000 plus delegates from more than 100 countries participated in the event. The summit brought in 400 investment opportunities within 475 plus MOU were signed worth of rupees 3.39 lakhs crore. Today, around 70% of these are already under various stages of implementation and development. The ongoing initiative and upcoming Global Maritime India Summit 2023 will shape India's maritime prospect and presence, a forum for encashing on investment opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, Kolkata Port, apart from the advantage of being a riverine port, has the benefit of having 2 world-class dry docks with ship repair facilities of global standard. It has the benefit of having the most modern Hooghly unit of Cochin Shipyard Limited inaugurated last year. It has the benefit of having waterways connectivity with IWAI and IBPA. Many modernization projects of Kolkata Port and IWAI are underway, which will further enhance the attractiveness and ease of doing business of Kolkata Port in the coming years. Already, as you have all seen, over-dimensional cargo to Assam, world-class river cruise such as Ganga Vilas cargo, and from northern states and also to international destinations such as Situate have sensed the business of Kolkata Port. Many more such new, innovative and path-breaking ventures are coming soon to the port. Ladies and gentlemen, as we deliberate on the future of maritime sector of this area, I urge upon each of you to actively and wholeheartedly participate in the Global Maritime India Summit 2023. इस सिलसिले में मैं आप लोगों को विशेष रूप से आग्रह करता हूं, आप निश्चित रूप से इस समिट में भाग लीजिए, क्योंकि आप अगर भाग नहीं लेंगे तो कलकत्ता पोर्ट की भविष्य का जो भी कार्यक्रम उसको हम आगे बढ़ाने में सफलता प्राप्त नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि हर क्षेत्र में अपने अपने खुद का एक पहचान होती है, संभावना हो, संपदा हो। इस सिलसिले में अगर हम कोई कार्यक्रम को बढ़ावा देने के लिए अगर कुछ निर्णय ले तो आप लोगों को वहां भागीदारी बनना बहुत जरूरी है. So that is why this is my earnest request for all of you. With your enormous experience in the field of this maritime trade and maritime industry, I believe you could definitely contribute a very meaningful kind of service to that particular summit. So I believe with that interest, if you come forward and encourage us, because Team India, under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, in this spirit we'll have to take part and play our important role to make India #1 nation in the near future. Because by 2047, the target set by our Honorable Prime Minister, that is to be converted into reality. How our entire planning, how our entire policy, program and vision can be articulated into action. If it is to be done, then people's participation is must. And that too, experienced player like you. So this is my sincere request to all of you. I urge upon each of you to take advantage of the blistering speed and scale of reform unleashed under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, to invest in a resurgent maritime sector. I urge each of you to envision the possibilities that lie ahead and speak the word among your state investors about the enormous opportunity which lie in the maritime sector. I urge each of you to be a part of the becoming maritime growth story of Kolkata Port and respond wholeheartedly. This port, together with the world-class ship repair facilities, Hooghly Cochin Shipyard Limited, and the resurgent waterways sector, has an investment potential of rupees 1 lakh crore. कलकत्ता का ये शक्ति है, अगले दिनों में 1 लाख करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी कलकत्ता में बची हुई है. तो मुझे लगता है कि ये अगर 1 लाख करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट यहां संभव हो जाए तो निश्चित रूप से हमारी युवाओं को रोजगार मिलेगा और इसके लिए जो इकोसिस्टम स्किल डेवलपमेंट के सिलसिले में हम उसको खड़ा करेंगे, आप लोगों को खड़ा करना होगा, हम एक साथ खड़ा करेंगे। मुझे लगता है कि ये वेस्ट बंगाल के लिए, इस सेक्टर के लिए बड़े एक सुनहरा मौका होंगे। तो मुझे लगता है कि अपने देश को अलग अलग सेक्टर में हम सपोर्ट सिस्टम बढ़ाने के लिए ये इकोसिस्टम तैयार करना बहुत जरूरी है। तो दैट इज व्हाई आई बिलीव दिस इज द टाइम वी विल हैव टू राइज टू द ओकेजन। एंड विद दिस फ्यू वर्ड्स आई वांट टू कंक्लूड। आप लोगों ने इस कार्यक्रम में भाग ली है, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। लेकिन मैं फिर से ये बात कहना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि ये रोड शो इसलिए ऑर्गेनाइज की गई है, कलकत्ता एक ऐतिहासिक केंद्र है, क्योंकि सदियों से कलकत्ता ने जो सर्विस प्रोवाइड की है आसपास पड़ोसी देश का साथ हिंदुस्तान का रिश्ता मजबूत बनाने में जो सकारात्मक भूमिका ली है, इसके लिए कलकत्ता प्रसिद्ध है, देश का स्वाभिमान का साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि इस ऐतिहासिक शहर में आप लोग रहते हैं और आप लोगों ने अपनी बिजनेस, आपके कार्यक्रम के जरिए आप लोगों ने जो देश को जो सेवा की है, ये भी सराहनीय है। तो इसलिए मैं मानता हूं आपका पास जो काबिलियत है, जो शक्ति है, जो क्षमता है, जो इफिशिएंसी है, जो विल है, जो करेज है, जो डिटर्मिनेशन, जो कमिटमेंट है, मुझे लगता है ये सारे गुण को देश के हितों के लिए हम सबको निश्चित रूप से सही इस्तेमाल करना होगा। तो इसी शब्दों का साथ मैं फिर से आग्रह करता हूं, 2023 ग्लोबल मैरीटाइम इंडिया समिट, लेट अस मेक इट हिस्टोरिक समिट, ओके। और आपके सहयोग के वजह से ये संभव होगा। और भी हम अगली कार्यक्रम अलग अलग शहरों पे करने जा रहा है। तो आप लोगों का जो भी शुभचिंतक है, आप लोगों का जो भी पार्टनर्स है, अलग अलग देश की अलग अलग शहर में जो बिजनेस में शामिल है, उन लोगों को भी आप निश्चित रूप से डिसिमिनेट कीजिएगा, ये संदेश आप निश्चित रूप से दीजिएगा, ताकि देशवासियों का सहयोग से इस कार्यक्रम को हम सफल बनाएं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हमें स्पष्ट लक्ष्य दी है, तो इतने बड़े उन्होंने सपना हमारे लिए रचना की है, तो हमें तो अपना भूमिका को हम सही तरह इस्तेमाल करना ही होगा, पालन करना ही होगा। तो इसलिए उन्होंने कहा है, ये जो मंत्र दे रखी है, इस मंत्र में कितनी बड़ी शक्ति है, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास। आखिरी शब्द जो है ना, सबका प्रयास। एवरीबडी, एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ द कंट्री will have to stick to his commitment for the cause of the nation. सबको मेहनत करना होगा, ड्यूटी एंड रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हम सबकी बनती है। तो इसलिए सरकार जनता की सरकार है, और इस सरकार को, जनता को विशेष रूप से सरकार की सारी कार्यक्रम में भागीदारी बनाने के लिए आप देखिए, परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पिछले 10 साल में, 9 साल में जो भी कार्यक्रम रचना की है, सब जनता को साथ ली है। शायद स्वच्छ भारत अभियान हो, हर कार्यक्रम, मुद्रा हो, जनधन योजना हो, हर कार्यक्रम जनता को साथ ली है, जनता को भागीदारी बनाया है, ताकि जन आंदोलन के जरिए देश अपना शक्ति दिखा सके। तो इसी शब्दों का साथ फिर से आप सबको विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद देते हुए मैं चाहता हूं कि आप निश्चित रूप से अगले कार्यक्रम में भाग लेंगे। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, sir. Now may I please request Shri Rathendra Raman, Chairman SMP.
Respected Sri Bhushan Kumar, Joint Secretary, Sagarmala, Ministry of Port, Shipping, Waterways. Respected Sri Rathinder Raman, the Chairman, Samaprasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata, my colleague, Samrat Rahi, Deputy Chairman, dignitaries present of the dais, Sri P.R. Hari, CMD, GRSE, Sri Subrat Tripathi ji, CEO PSCZ, Mr. Asutosh Jaiswal, Director Century Ports, His Excellency Issa Raj Paudel, CG of Nepal, Consul General of Bhutan, First Secretary from Bangladesh, Deputy High Commission, and all the representatives of the industries and the port and maritime fraternity. Very good afternoon to you. It is a matter of esteemed privilege and great honor for me to propose vote of thanks on this special event of roadshow in the backdrop of Global Maritime India Summit 2023. This roadshow has been just a glimpse of the Global Maritime India Summit 23, showcasing the immense potential of the new investment opportunities in India in the maritime sector. I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence here. First and foremost, I express my most sincere gratitude to our Honorable Union Minister of Port, Shipping, Waterways and Ayush, Sri Sarbanand Sonowal ji, under whose dynamic leadership and guidance Samaprasad Mukherjee Port has scaled new heights amidst challenges. His presence today and the energetic and electrified speech has given us the most important impetus to go ahead with all our vigor to take this port in the new height and contribute to the maritime development of our country. Sir, your able and dynamic leadership has really infused new energy and drive in the entire shipping fraternity. We are extremely grateful to you, sir, for your insightful address. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude to Sri Bhushan Kumar, Joint Secretary Sagarmala, Government of India, for gracing this roadshow and highlighting the purpose and mission of the forthcoming Global Maritime India Summit 23. Sir, this event would not have been successful without your guidance and support. I would also take this opportunity to express my gratitude to our chairman, Sri Rathinder Raman ji, for his leadership and continued guidance. Sir, we all know that you have led from the front and made this event a grand success. I would also like to thank Sri Samrat Rahi, my colleague, Deputy Chairman, SMPK, for his tirelessly efforts and enormous cooperation in making this event a success. The speakers, Commodore R.R. Hari, my special thanks to Commodore R.R. Hari, Mr. Subrat Tripathi and Sri Asutosh Jaiswal, those who have given the insightfulness of how India is progressing in this maritime sector and the opportunities and potential for investment in this sector. Thank you, sir, for your attendance here and grace this occasion. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation, especially to Mr. Subrat Tripathi. He has just returned to India only yesterday night and has taken the morning flight today from Ahmedabad and reached here to address this occasion. Thank you very much, sir, for this energy and supporting the Kolkata port in her endeavor. I make this express sincere thanks to Asutosh Jaiswal, President Century Ports Limited, for giving an excellent coverage and his views. Thank you again for your kind presence today. On behalf of the Samaprasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata, I also express my sincere thanks to all port partners, beneficiaries of SMP Kolkata, who have been continuously encouraging us for years to see success and prosperity of this port. My heartiest congratulations and thanks to the members of the press and electronic media for their gracious presence and continued support in the promotion of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye view for the details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated officials of SMPK as well as FICI who know their job and are result oriented. Words are too few to thank everyone for their participation and their willingness to complete tasks beyond their comfort zone. I express my sincere thanks to all the dignitaries and officers of the Samaprasad Mukherjee Port in this connection. Last but not least, I thank all the program organizing members for their cooperation in making this conclave a resounding success. Thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. Before moving on to the national anthem, there's a small announcement for the press. We have our press conference right the adjacent room. So I would request all the friends from press to kindly take your seats there. Our Honorable Minister will join you shortly. And I would request everybody to kindly please stand up for our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. May I please request our press and media to kindly be with us to the adjacent room. We'll have a press conference there. And I would request others to kindly join us for lunch. And please make way for our Honorable Minister. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. Our Honorable Minister will join all the press and the media in the adjacent room for the press conference.